Hello again, this is Bill Lindemann, along with Carrie Sluiter with the Believers Business Center show. And Carrie, I want to mention, we did a show last week, or you did, that really went well with Adam Sternberg of the Tree of Life School in the Edison Neighborhood, and with Vicki Rafferty-Polk of the Hope Ranch with the Believers Business Center, and went exceptionally well. We want to mention again that Adam Sternberg is the founder of a school at Bryant and Cameron for, I think, the first kindergarten to the 5th grade.
Yes.
And it's filling up fast, so if you want your students to have a good education, that's the place to, that's the person to look up. It's Tree of Life, the TOL school.org is the website. And yours is believersbc.org. And the Hope Ranch, Vicki's Hope Ranch is in that too.
Yes.
And you did a really good show last week.
Well, thank you. We missed you. I was a little nervous getting started,
it's okay.
But
it went really
we got
well.
the information on there as well as we could. So.
Good. Do we want to show the website for the Hope Ranch? I have it up. Do you want to show it? There we go. I understand you're starting a new building.
Yes.
On Washington Street. Renovating a new house.
Well, we've just secured with a partnership.
We'll show
with Vicki.
This is the new house.
Yes, just secured that. Hope Ranch just secured that today. That will be referred to as our step-up house. And between the two of us with the partnership, the home is actually with Hope Ranch, but with our partnership, we will be able to utilize that home together with Vicki for temporary housing while people are in transition in the programs, or if someone is put out of their home rather than having to go to the mission or something like that.
Yeah.
The home will be renovated to be just a kitchen, dining area, and living quarters will be very limited, but bedroom space, and it will be generating more of a opportunity for people to be out and about trying to get on their feet, rather than a place just to stay and lounge, no television, no living room. But when they're there, they're required to be working towards the higher goals of getting back on their feet. With our home programs, we're initiating and getting our family programs going, which will be a great part of that transition as well, so that people can be involved in the home training, counseling, coaching, therapy groups, and things like that will be going on over at the Believers Business Center, which is less than a block away from the house. So they can come down there and join in the family programs and trainings, taking classes, and being more a part of that instead of just sitting around with nothing to do. So it's all coming together. All the pieces are coming together, and we're really, really excited about it.
Wonderful.
Vicki has some great things going down there. As you mentioned, last week's show was great. We're limited on time on the show, but she has some great programs going. The Reed Street House.
And we have a photo of the Reed Street House here.
Yeah.
That's going along really well, I understand.
Yes, they're starting to paint some of the walls and getting that going. Once that one is done, we have a family that will be going into that home. And that will be one of the first one that's completed here in Edison. It will be one of the second homes that Vicki's done, but with the Hope Ranch. But the kids are really doing a great job. I know the home that you're seeing right now is the Reed Street home, and that's the one that the kids are working on. Down below in the website, you can also go to the Believers Business Center, believersbc.com, and go to our website and see that the Hope Ranch webpage in there. It has pictures of the kids working in the home, and it's just really great. It's like Vicki said last week, even the neighbor kids are coming over asking, what are you guys doing when they're cleaning up the yard? And they're actually going and getting the rakes and helping.
There we go.
So
There's some photos of
these are
kids
some
working
photos
on
of the home and the work being done by the kids.
Yeah.
And their learning skills. We're getting ready to show them how and teach them how to do drywall mudding and how to save time in drywall mudding and things like that. So they're learning a trade, but they're also being counseled at the same time in therapy. But they're getting involved with the adults, which is a big part of what Vicky's really pressing for, is getting more youth and community and adult involvement. The interaction between our youths and the adults, we're really working towards getting more getting more involved with the youths in those programs that we're doing. So it's really going great. We're
That's
seeing
great,
great progress, and we really need the support of the community. Vicky and Adam down there at the Tree of Life, they have some wonderful things going on down there. And with the Believers Business Center and our programs, we really need the support of our community and for them to know what we're trying to do down there and what we're accomplishing. Because there's a lot of, we need more coaches, more counselors, more trainers. There's only so much that we can do alone, and sometimes I may not be the personality that fits for a certain family.
Sure.
We encourage other counselors and coaches, if you have classes that you'd like to teach, to use our space, come down and join us in the mission and help these people.
Well, I think that's a wonderful reuse of homes in the neighborhood to help the people in the neighborhood get back to full speed and to functioning families. I think it's a wonderful use of the homes. Otherwise, some of them are abandoned, I mean, it's a wonderful thing.
There's a number of abandoned buildings down there, or homes, a number of them.
Right.
And what Vicky's doing is looking to purchase those homes and put the youths in there to help them, let them learn trades, get some interaction, and it gives them a good sense of completion and accomplishment.
Yes.
When you look at something that you've accomplished like that, you go into one of those homes and they're blighted and they're run down. There's a porch falling off, and you go in and you help, and you're actually physically a part of that reconstruction and that repair. And they stand back and look at it, and they're so proud of what they see, the accomplishment. They see what it takes to fix something. So there's a number of things that you're accomplishing if you think about that. In that same process, they're learning pride in the work that they do, but they're also seeing from the other standpoint of what it takes to fix something when it's been damaged. Some of these homes have destruction, where there's vandalism, and they go in and they have to paint it, and they're repairing it, they're sanding. They're learning what it takes for other people who have to repair the damage when someone destroys something. So they're getting that type of counseling and teaching and learning as well. That's an experience that there's not a lot of places they can get that, to where they can see from the homeowner's perspective, if they go in and spray paint somebody's fence, what it takes to repair that, that damage. So that's the other side of that they're also getting, that we don't think about and realize how many parts of that counseling is really helping them therapeutically to rethink of what it takes to live, how to maintain a home, what it takes to care about a home. If they ever get a home, how do they repair their own home? So even if they don't use it as a trade, not everyone is going to be in construction and home repair. But they are learning those skills that will travel with them through life. If their kitchen sink breaks down, they won't be dependent on a plumber to come in and repair it if it's a minor thing. They can do that themselves. So they're learning home maintenance as well, which they're all going to be adults someday. So we're preparing them for those things, teaching them how to mow their lawn. And making them proud of the accomplishment and what it looks like when it's finished. The difference between cared for and not cared for. So.
And if that isn't enough, I understand you're starting an exciting new program of family programs, I understand.
Yes, well, that's been in the works all along, but we now have all we have the counselors and the actual degrees to where we can teach certain classes. We will be using child therapy or the love and logic is one of the guidelines that we're using. As Vicky's degrees and stuff, we have the ability to utilize their materials and share that. We don't need to keep reinventing the wheel. So many are reinventing the wheel, trying to start their own thing because it can do a little bit better. There's so many gaps in things. So rather than starting something new, we look to pool what is working out there, bring it in, and help connect and bring those people in and their materials, helping them do something with what they're already accomplishing, but allowing us to partner with the community, the people who are already doing things. And so anyways, the classes will be group therapies, group training. One of the classes that I will be doing is raising your children up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. And that is actually teaching parents, how do you raise your children up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord? We all know we're supposed to, but how do you do that when you have rebellious children? When your house is already out of order? How do you regain control of that household? If there's partners involved or ex-partners, ex-husbands, there's broken families, where there's so many broken families and challenges that people are facing, and it's overwhelming. It's like a mountain to try to regain that structure and control your own family. Most of our, most of our homes right now in that realm of the troubled families, they're struggling and they don't know how to fix it. When you have a hornet's nest, how do you regain control and run your household without it controlling you? Once you have a disobedient child, you're told you can't spank them, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're told, and the counselors will tell you what to do. We give them guidance, and we show them how. We tell them, give them some ideas, pointers, as Love and Logic. That's some great material. It's good advice. It's good guidance material, and there's so much that we can learn from that in how to correct your children. Spanking is the last option. Should always be you're using love and logic. Well, there's several people out there that are their life is so far out of bounds they don't even know where to start, because when your child is looking at you screaming, if you're in their boat, think the child could be there screaming at them. What do they do? How do they regain control of that? So our groups down there will be offering classes and programs, group family counseling, just groups, talking groups, and breaking off with families if they need it. So we'll be offering some family help programs that can actually help them restructure and set some goals and actually be able to see how they can control and run their family without their family and their home controlling them. So we're really excited about that. Those programs are really needed. I know even for myself, I would love to have a place like that of my own to share other people's experiences. I deal with challenges with my own children. And, if I didn't have the training, the skills, the patience, and the things that I do have, it would be hard to regain control of broken families. And when your children start getting out of bounds, I go back to my materials and the things that I know. But more than anything, I utilize the Word of God as my foundation, and I go back to that because it's what do you do when your family is faced with making decisions about their punishment or their corrections or their consequences for their actions. Your spouse, number one, I go back to the Word of God, which says you must be like-minded one with another. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Well, according to that Bible, if you're married, you're to become one. So you're supposed to be like-minded one with another, equally yoked. Otherwise, it says the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So I take that balance of all those scriptures and say, okay, first and foremost, before I set any boundaries for the children or consequences, first thing you have to do is go to your partner and get like-minded about how you do that. So those are the types of things that I will be sharing and helping them to work with, even if they bring in the spouses can come in. And I will encourage that highly, that the families work together to say, okay, what we're doing isn't working as well as it could. What can we do better? What kind of small changes can we make that will help us get our household in order? If there's, some of them have their home is so out of bounds with cleanliness or disorder. Kids can tear up a room.
Sure.
And you go in there and it's overwhelming.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the toys are in with this, and that's, where do you begin? So getting organization. We'll have some organization, how to organize your home and family. How can you run the homework time with your time? So we'll be sharing some things. We have some great materials to share and some great groups that will be advertising. We'll be promoting them in the next couple of weeks. We'll be going out and actually inviting families in to join those classes and programs. So we're really excited about it.
And I want to remind our viewers to keep watching your website, because you'll be posting the things, your programs, what you're doing.
Yes.
But I want to mention that, if you're watching and you want to improve your life, in order to be smart, you have to hang around smart people.
Yes.
And the Believers Business Center is the best start I can think of. It's a resource we have right here in the Edison neighborhood. And if you just come in and talk to people, talk to yourself and the people around there, you're going to find ways to improve your life. And that's the best way to do it. You have to be around people who are about something and want to repair the damage in their lives and are leading successful lives. And I strongly urge people who want to improve to look up your organization and to come into the Believers Business Center.
Yes. We're definitely open to bring in classes and programs just to help and share. I don't know of any place out there that you could just walk in that is like a home in the marketplace. That's a place where they can do business. We're really in need of our daycare. Getting our daycare in, which our roof repair has held us back on that.
Sure.
And we're so looking forward to having the daycare and the offices for the people who are looking for jobs and developing job skills for the volunteers and interns, so we can help them with their work programs. But I don't know of a place out there that really gives a hand-in-hand, arm-in-arm, what can we do to get this person's life fixed, to help them overcome all the challenges, not just the job. Because as we all know, a job isn't always the only thing that it's needed for repair in a home, in a family. There's so much more when they're overwhelmed, they're stressed, and trying to maintain or overcome the damage of being out of a job. Just the finance, being out of a job, as soon as you get a job, now you've got to pay back all the debt a lot of times, or you're behind on bills, things, it doesn't put you above water. It just barely gets you floating. And there's still the challenges with the family and the home. The kids are in school. Now you've got daycare issues. What can we do to build something in our community that is a true help and resource center with hands-on real people that just say, what's holding you back from the next step to reaching your full success? Giving someone a home doesn't fix them. They're grateful, they get a home, but if you don't repair their budgeting issues, if they have them, obviously they need some budgeting skills, or if they have parenting skills, they may have drug issues or alcohol issues, and they can go to the counseling, but everything is separate. It's all individual pieces, and there's no place to connect those resources to make them run smoother for the people, to help them overcome all the challenges faster and more convenient for them, so that they don't have the stoppers. There's nothing worse than seeing someone who has gone through their programs, they've gone through the drug rehabilitations, they've got the job, and now they're still struggling and they're stressed out because they still can't pay their bills. They don't have a car. They lose the job because they can't get to work because they didn't have daycare. The list goes on and on. But then they fall back because it was too much for them to stay where they were. There was still pieces missing, and we see that a lot in the in that realm that we're in every day, that the world doesn't see. Is the classes are great. They're going to school. They're going, they're learning these skills. They're looking for a job, but then they're just in awe and overwhelmed, trying to figure out what they're going to do with their children and different things, and so we're a place that is designed to bring in all the resources, not to reinvent the wheel, not to try to do something new, but to utilize what resources we have, and just giving them a place, all people, including the business people, what they need when they need it is our goal and our whole plan there. Reason for being there.
We were created to work together, to help each other.
Are.
And we're not doing it, and that's why we suffer so much. And this is why Believers Business Center is so important, because it's a place where we can help each other.
Right.
And just like you said, helping us in our homes, in our families, in our jobs, our businesses.
Right.
Our
Back in the
spiritual
day,
life.
it took a community to raise a child.
Sure.
And that's what we can do. We can step in as a community and help raise that child, help teach the parent the skills they didn't get at home.
Sure.
We are the examples, and whatever we're doing, our children are learning. And unfortunately, there's a lot of children being born to young children who really don't know what to do and how to be a parent. And they're doing the best they can, but they need adults to be around them so they can watch and see. So they can learn from observation, not just sitting across a table being told, or handed a book and say, read this, now go do it. Sometimes it's not that simple for people. So, and they can only go as far as they've been taught.
Well, you have a gift also in your parenting
A
skills. No, I can see that you're a really good parent, and I know you're a tremendous teacher, and I know your passion comes through. And I'm really excited about what you're going to do with the family programs.
I think I'm better with the people I'm teaching than I am talking about it, telling it to a television show. But I just want people to know that when I'm working with people, it's like I connect with them and can see their need. God shows me exactly what it is that person needs to hear, what the inspiration, the encouragement that they can overcome. I can't tell you how many of these youths or these people from Michigan Works even will come in there, and to see the hope and to hear that's where I excel. I know that's the gift. My gift from God, I guess, with people is that, because when I talk to people, it's their whole demeanor, their attitude, their voice changes. I can hear an excitement. Yesterday, a prime example of that, a lady called that was referred to us through someone else that took one of my classes for the 4-Step Up, and Chris had called, left a message. A lady wanted to talk to me, learn more about the class. She's an elderly lady. She said in her 50s and middle age, in her 50s, and she said, she said, well, I need a job. But she doesn't really know what she wants to do, and she's not required to volunteer. She just needs to find a job. And I said, well, what do you want to do? We have a couple of options for you. And so as I was talking to her, we talked for probably 25, 30 minutes on the phone. And I started talking to her about having hope and desires and what she wanted to do. And the next, she says, she was so excited. She said, I can't wait to come in. You have made me feel better. I feel like I can do something. Now she wants to do something exciting besides just find a job. And that's huge when you can build that kind of inspiration and get someone inspired to want more. We just don't have enough of that in our community right now.
Well, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of people who need to be inspired. And I'm looking forward to a time when there'll be big crowds of people coming and filling up your place, and having to build some satellite places in other neighborhoods. I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing, and I can see it growing.
Well,
I really
I
do.
I can see so much. I can even I even envision having the satellite other ministry messages, good teachers, counselors coming in there, but also having them satellited in and watching the talk shows and the ministry teachings, where we can actually turn it off when it's over and discuss
Sure.
what they taught. How
Sure,
does that
sure.
relate? How can we utilize
Yeah.
that? How can we help each other to achieve what Joyce Myers just taught us?
Sure.
You know, or
Yeah.
Creflo Dollar. I mean, I have I have some ministers
Sure,
that are
sure.
my mentors. They
Sure,
feed
sure,
me,
sure.
and Joyce Myers is one
Yeah.
of them. And I just think, you know, when you have thousands of people listening to that, and you walk out of there and they're arguing in the parking lot, they're racing to get out. You know, we're all dealing with the stresses of this world.
Yeah, and that's,
And-
she was severely abused as a child, so, I mean,
Yes,
she's
she
been through
was.
it. She has been through it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and I see having the messages being discussions after
Yes,
our
yes.
you know, during our classes, we can use that material. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. I don't need to be a minister teaching something she doesn't.
Sure.
We can encourage and take and help her message get to the people as an operation, an application. She's doing the teachings. They are. There's plenty of great teachings out there, but there's not enough help with the application. In our opinion, from the center, we really want to help with application of the messages, the teachings, the classes, the materials that are out there.
Yeah. Well, some of the most successful people I know have been seriously abused as children, and it's just amazing. People can turn their lives around.
Oh, yeah.
Even with great difficulties in their early lives. I mean, really severe,
Right.
mistreatment. And if it happened to you, you can change your life. You can turn it around.
Right.
And this is a good place to find out how to do it.
You don't
To be
know
inspired.
you don't know who a person is until
Yeah.
they've hit rock bottom and come back
Sure,
up out of
sure,
it.
sure.
And sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom. That's
Yeah.
when you get the strongest and really show who you really are, is when you can overcome the past and become something positive and be a benefit to others because of your challenges. We learn how to help others through our challenges. And we become the example that you
Yeah.
can do it.
Well, the best teachers are the ones who
Been there, done
have
that.
been there and had to
Yeah.
rise. Hey, I did it. Why can't you do it? I came
Right.
from where you came
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
I had it worse than you do, so I can do it.
That's right.
And you can. So it's a wonderful thing. It's I can't wait. I mean, this is just a terrific programs you're starting. And I see people come. Like you said, people come in their different fields of expertise that come to your place and talk to people and inspire you.
Yeah.
It's Dennis Jokula was there a few weeks
Dennis
ago and talked
Jacqueline,
about
yes,
healing,
Jacqueline Ministries.
healing with the Bible, Bible passages. It was really inspiring. He put a lot of work into that.
Yes, he
And,
did.
You know,
Yeah, the healing scriptures,
the
yes.
healing scriptures, yeah. And
But before we close out today,
Yeah,
I
okay.
would like to mention that people can go on our website, and we do have a donations area.
Okay.
We don't want to ask for funds, but we are trying to teach a lot of classes and helping people. We're not charging for those things right now.
Okay.
And Vicki with Hope Ranch and myself, we really are looking to have some sponsors would be great. Our costs are low, but people can donate. They can sponsor a family through our programs for a very low cost. Will help us to give them more from our standpoint, be able to help them even more. Some of them need clothing. They need different things through our classes, the training materials and
Okay.
things like that. So we've been paying for it out of our pockets
Okay.
for both of us. So they can find that information on our website for donations, and it is non-tax tax exempt.
well, we had a wonderful show, and
Yes.
we're out of time. And I think we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Have-